Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I'm not so sure it's ever felt so good to be so wrong because pigs are flying, hell hath frozen over, and on the day the WHO declares an actual pandemic throughout the world, there seems to be at least a little bit of karmic justice in that what? Harvey Weinstein not only was found guilty, but he was just sentenced to 23 years in prison. This is an incredible development. It's almost surreal. And I got to tell you guys, it shows you that no matter what the odds are, no matter what everybody is telling you, until all is said and done, we don't know what's going to happen. And this is one of the greatest things there. You know, I've called the Me Too movement a failure, and in most cases it is. But here, now, listen, guys, this is a W for the W. 23 years in prison for sex crimes. I think he was looking at somewhere between 5 to 29. Me and my brother are very happy to be wrong with this. Weinstein was only sentenced to 3 years for the third-degree rape of Jessica Mann in 2013, but he was sentenced to 20 years on the Criminal Sex Act for forcibly performing oral sex on production assistant Mimi Haley in 2006. And remember, the jury was deadlocked on a lot of issues. Some issues he did, or charges he did not get convicted of. We still have the L.A. criminal cases to come up. So it looks like, at least in this instance, that 23 years is not all he's going to see because, like dominoes, things will fall. Now, there's always the chance of an appeal. I don't think that's going to happen in this case. And what we do have to realize is that, he tried to pull his levers of power till the very end. There are reports everywhere through the court documents that have now come out. I hope that this does not start, but you never know with these things, that Bloomberg, Bezos, Tarantino, he begged them to help resurrect his career, okay? Harvey Weinstein reached out to billionaires and Hollywood A-listers for help just days after bombshell reports brought his pattern of sexual assault and misconduct to light, according to newly unsealed court documents. The documents contain emails written by Weinstein to people like Bloomberg, Bezos, Tim Cook, Ted Sarandos, many dated October 8, 2017, just days after a pair of bombshell reports detailed the 67-year-old's convicted rapist pattern of using his power and status to allegedly assault multiple women. Okay, and although Tarantino's not there, he was in the documents. So even then he was trying to grind the gears of power, and it didn't happen. And once again, this shows you that not everything is written in stone. Now, a lot of people are asking, are we going to get the Epstein incident? It's been reported in the press. Apparently, he has special detail. There's been reports that he has his own wing. I'm not sure if he's actually still in Rikers. That's where apparently he was put in late February. I'd say that's a good place for him. I don't want to see this guy in a country club prison, even if it is for 23 plus years. I want to see him in the real deal prison, and you should too. And while we talk about Me Too and one of its biggest successes, I want to let everybody know that Corey Feldman did get it up and running to, if you paid for it, it's basically on like a 24-hour loop, so it's not on demand. You have to catch it at a certain time, so you catch the beginning to the end. It just kind of rolls. But I did watch A Tale of Two Corys, My Truth, The Rape of Two Corys. And it's really well produced. Now, does it have any real huge bombshells like everybody was hoping for on these message boards and people that believe in superheroes? No. Steven Spielberg was not mentioned. There were rumors of, one of the actors from Full House being in there. No. It was a lot of the people that had been named before in this Alfie's club, and it was Charlie Sheen. As I told you, as the reports were kind of already out there, but it showed, not only how this network works, but how it keeps persisting. A lot of names out there. There were others that told their stories. It's a really good documentary for those that do not understand what's really going on in Hollywood. I mean, at the very end, or towards the end, the guy who directed it, there's kind of like this back and forth with him and Corey Feldman, and they talk about the abuses and stories of people like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney, and then even updated to things like Bella Thorne, which we have covered here. So it's another tool in that info war, right? Because the info war is real, whether you want to talk about the website, which is spinning a lot of nonsense right now. But the bottom line is that we can have an effect, and hopefully this movie is going to be yet another tool in that. I'm going to have Gary Franchi on later from Next News Network to discuss that, as he was actually at the premiere and met Feldman and was on the ground, and we're going to discuss strategies to disseminate information, because without Ronan Farrow, without the New Yorker helping that along, without his publishing company, we still may not even know about these crimes in the public eye, let alone have actual criminal charges. And later on, I'm going to be discussing how Corey Feldman, no matter what you thought of the film, no matter what you think of him as a person or an actor, was instrumental in bringing these new children's victims' rights into New York State and other places where, you know, even if the statute of limitations is up, I mean, you were a child. So you have a grace period to now name your accusers and bring them into criminal court, which is a great thing, a fantastic thing, something that has to be done. You know, and not only on the level of Hollyweird, but also in high-level politics, right? Some of those high-level politicians overseas have been outed. Jim Ferris. Agree, Corey film was well done. The most important thing, it shines more light on horrible crimes. Exactly. And, you know, at one point, Feldman actually also addresses, you know, a lot of people thought I was going to out these executives. He's like, well, that's not how it works, or it didn't work for me. He's like, I don't know. Maybe it is how it works at the top. So he leaves it open for other people to tell their stories. He answers a lot of his detractors in the sense of Corey Haim's mother. I'm not saying it's a perfect film. I'm saying it's another tool in that toolbox, just like An Open Secret is a tool in that toolbox of awakening. And while we're talking about tools and documentary films, because, you know, there's documentaries out there on Weinstein. I know there's the one on Netflix that got people to better understand it. I'm a documentary filmmaker. And right now is maybe the time to go check out Shade the Motion Picture and Invisible Empire especially. Or if you still have trust in your government and you believe kind of same along the lines of what happened on 9/11 and they told you is real, you need to see Fabled Enemies and Loose Change, because we're coming to a very, very interesting, difficult, and real time in this country. All right? And I thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share if you haven't done so already. But let's have this talk on the tail end, because I'm about to do an Ask Me Anything with a lot of these details. Just so people understand how serious everything that's happening and how you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. All right? I want people to have this brought to their attention. I did a video yesterday in Ask Me Anything where I said, look, you need to prepare. You need to have a plan. And if you don't, you need to understand that New Rochelle, New York is not an outbreak. All right? In New York State, it's not. It's been selective testing and reporting on purpose to make the zone in New Rochelle where they can put the military in for the New York containment zone, because they are going to lock down New York City. The first places that will be locked down, this is not an if, this is a when now, okay? Will be Washington State, will be Florida, will be California and New York. Those are the first four. I don't know what order they're in. But this is the official account of the Army National Guard Education Services. This is their official account. They liked my video exposing that there is no bigger outbreak in New Rochelle in that area. They liked the video where I explained that they are going to lock down New York City. What does that tell you? That is their official account. This is real. I didn't Photoshop this. I want that to sink in for people. Now is the time to go make your plan. It looks like inevitably all schools will be closed. You will probably not be going to work much longer. Military will actually be on the streets because of this. And a lot of people called me a fucking fearmonger 2-3 weeks ago. Guess who's not a fearmonger? I'm in reality. And I've already told everybody that's in the cities, if you can get out now. Go stay with somebody in the country if you can. Have 2 to 3 months prepared for food to be holed up in your home. And I wish it wasn't like this, but I'm not sensationalizing anything. I see that in the, yeah, I'm sensationalizing the fact. I mean, come on, guys. Let's take off our retardville heads, okay, and let's start being adults for a second. I made a video about how there is no more of an outbreak, all right, in New Rochelle, and there has been cases in Buffalo and Niagara for almost a month confirmed. And they covered that up. That's in the video. Go watch it. I talk about all that. And I say that the military is being deployed there so they can lock off the 3 areas you can get out from New York City. Okay? The Army National Guard didn't reply and say that's nonsense. They liked the video. So maybe you're still at a kindergarten level of education. But I'm here to give you the reality of what's going on every day. So please have a plan. Please be ready to be in your home. Please understand they are going to telecommute in schools, and that is the way this semester is going to end for colleges and schools nationwide if they need to. I mean, some schools will just, forget about it. Kids don't have internet access at home, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the real deal. So guys, later on I'm going to have Gary Franchi on to review the Corey film fully. Thank you, Anthony Zappin. Forget the haters. Keep up the good work. Thank you, bro. Listen, guys, I got bills to pay. I got to keep the lights on. I got to pay the rent. I just invested in some more water and some more storable goods. I got a family. I'm taking care of my 2 little nieces and my sister. I got on the phone with my other sister today. I talked to my aunt. Tell your loved ones this is real. This is real. And if you can support me now is the time I need you more than ever. $5, $10, $15, big donors. I'm reaching out to you. Please, if you can, please do. Without your support, I couldn't do this anyway. And now we're in some trying times. My Rockfin, I've been neglecting it. I'm going to admit it. But you are getting bonus content. I'm going to try to hit some of it today. I'm actually going to try to set up a telecommute meeting with one of the guys over at Rockfin to see what we can do more. But on the average, I'm still doing 5 extra videos a day or a week over at Rockfin, $9.99 a month. But I post a bunch of stuff there. And follow me on Twitter, guys. My Twitter feed, at Jason Burmis, you see it right there, has all the updates you need on coronavirus, what's really going on, and so much more. That's Gary Franchi. That's who will be on the Corey Feldman video later. So listen, I love you guys. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'll see you on the flip.